But for those who are living with the fear of judgment right now and you want to overcome it, and you know that like if you do overcome it, your life will change, this video is for you. Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I am Jessica, and of course this is my channel. So in today's video we're going to be talking about how to finally stop letting the fear of judgment win, because I know I've been there before, and I know when you are living with the fear of judgment, your quality of life is very poor. And I say that because you're not living an authentic life. You feel very stuck, you feel very confused, and you just can't live life the way that you know that you truly want to live. So this topic is probably the nearest and dearest topic to my heart that I will probably ever make on this channel. And yeah, we have we have a big coffee here. And this is instant coffee, and I don't really use instant coffee, but it's here and I wanted like a little zhuzh. I put way too much. It is strong. And I have one stevia in here, but besides that, let's just go. Let's just get right into it. Let's kind of just talk about what the fear of judgment even is. And it is when you become so fearful of doing something, basically you're worrying about other people's thoughts and opinions of you, and it stops you from doing what you truly want to do. This is why I say you can never live an authentic life and live with the fear of judgment at the same time. They just do not coincide. If you're living with the fear of judgment, you do not get to be the real you. The fear of judgment is actually pretty common. A lot of us experience it, but there are different levels to it, okay? Some people can experience it and just go past it. Other people, like me in my past, it literally consumes you and it takes over your life, and it is very difficult to live, especially if there's something that you truly want to do, but you're just like, I care too much about what people are thinking about me, I can't do it. And honestly, your life changes. If you're scared to fully express yourself, to put yourself out there, or live like your authentic life because of what other people are thinking about you, you're most likely experiencing the fear of judgment. I've talked about my experience with the fear of judgment on here before, but just to give a brief synopsis, I used to suffer with the fear of judgment. I was very scared to put myself out there, especially on social media. I would not post anything of myself. I was just scared. I was terrified. The worst was when I finished nutrition school and I wanted to do online coaching to help women heal their relationship with food, because that's something I dealt with in my past. And I was so nervous of people looking at me using social media for more than just family and friends, like using it as an actual business. And a little bit of that is because, yeah, you're putting yourself out there, you're doing something new, and you're doing something that you've never done before. So there's a lot of fears that go into that, but at the root of everything for me was that I was fearful of being judged. Obviously, I'm on the other side now, and I literally could not be happier. I know, well, I was gonna say I think, but I know that overcoming the fear of judgment literally transformed my life, and it has allowed me to actually just live life the way that I want to and do the things that I was so scared to do before. And it's funny because the things that I was so scared to do before, like post, put myself out there, go on live, just anything to do with content and social media, are the things that I do now on a day-by-day basis, every day. Like, this is so easy for me, so natural for me. I couldn't even take a selfie before and post it. Guys, I've come a very long way, and I know many people in the world are dealing with this, and there are going to be some people that will go to the grave with the fear of judgment, not being able to fully live the life that they're meant to live. And that's sad, that's unfortunate. But for those who are living with the fear of judgment right now and you want to overcome it, and you know that like if you do overcome it, your life will change, this video is for you. Let's take a little strong coffee sip. So when you're living with the fear of judgment, it is actually a way for you to protect yourself, because when you live with the fear of judgment, you're so close in your comfort zone that it seems scary to leave your comfort zone and do the things that you know you want to do, but the fear of judgment is stopping you from doing. But the thing is, you have to leave your comfort zone to actually overcome the fear of judgment. You cannot stay in your comfort zone for the rest of your life and complain that the fear of judgment is blocking you from doing something. I know it's difficult, I know it's hard. Trust me, it took me some time to actually overcome it, but it's 100% possible. It is 100% possible. Guys, I am literally going to give you the step-by-step guide of how you can overcome the fear of judgment. These steps are in my guide, the ultimate guide to overcoming the fear of judgment. I have much more information in there, but I feel like it is my duty. Honestly, it is my duty to give this to you guys, because if I could help one person overcome the fear of judgment and start doing the things that they're meant to do in this world, my job here is done. I can go to sleep. peacefully. Okay, maybe not with all this caffeine running through my body, blood, and veins. Caffeine is obviously working, so we're gonna focus and get back on track, okay? So the first step to overcoming the fear of judgment is accepting where you are right now in life. It is okay if you're living with the fear of judgment. I would say it's not your fault that you're living with the fear of judgment, but it's up to you to overcome it, to find a way to overcome it. You're allowed to be frustrated, you're allowed to be annoyed, you're allowed to feel a little bit of anger. It's okay, your feelings are valid, but when you decide that you're actually gonna go on this journey of overcoming the fear of judgment, that's when everything changes. That is when your journey starts. When you're able to accept where you are today, that's when you can actually move forward and overcome the fear. It is so difficult to overcome a fear that you know nothing about, that you haven't even accepted that you have. Also remember that the fear of judgment does not have to be part of your life forever. Just because you're living with something now, it doesn't mean that you take it to the grave. It doesn't mean that you live with it for the next 10, 15, 20 years. You decide when you want to change that. Step 2, you're gonna journal and reflect. When you are journaling, you're letting all the thoughts out from your mind onto paper. All those thoughts are swirling around in your head on a daily basis. They need to be released and they need to be on paper so you can physically see those thoughts. When you are working on overcoming the fear of judgment, in the beginning, there are a few questions that you really need to ask yourself and journal about and reflect on before you can continue your journey. I can't believe I'm gonna actually give you guys the 3 questions that I have in my guide. But as I said, it's my duty. At this point, it is my duty. So the first question is, how is the fear of judgment impacting my life right now? When you look at your life, how is the fear of judgment stopping you and blocking you from experiencing certain things or from having certain things, from achieving certain things in your life? This is the time for you to be honest with yourself and really think about and reflect on, how is the fear of judgment impacting my life right now? The second question is, what would my life look like if the fear of judgment wasn't weighing over me? Because obviously it wouldn't look like the way it does right now. It'd be completely different. When I was answering this question literally 4 years ago, it is funny because my answer to this, how my life would look like without the fear of judgment weighing over me, is kind of what it looks like right now. Creating content, helping people, supporting people along their personal development journey, making fun vlogs, like just putting myself out there. And number 3, this is the hard-hitting question. Am I okay with going through life not being able to be my authentic self? This is a tough one because it's like, you have to be honest with yourself. Like, are you okay with just living a shell of your life? Are you okay with just people pleasing your entire life? Are you okay with that? If you're truly okay with that, I can't. This is just, I don't even know what to say because I'm just like, if you're okay with that, that makes me sad. But like, I'm not here to force anyone to overcome the fear of judgment. Let me just say that. I'm here to support you along your journey, and if you're ready to do it, this information is for you. But if you're okay with not being your authentic self, if you're okay with just, you know, living with the fear of judgment, suit yourself. But if you're not, then really reflect on this question and think about, like, why am I not okay with not being my authentic self? Like, how would my life be different if I was my authentic self? In my guide, I specifically state that you need to do these journal questions before moving on to step number 3, because it is so important to know exactly where you are in your mind, like, and in life with the fear of judgment. So number 3, this is when you're going to actively start working on overcoming the fear of judgment. So we're gonna take this 1% at a time. Like, I would say the fear of judgment, it's not an overnight thing. You don't think about it on a Tuesday, oh my god, I'm gonna overcome the fear of judgment, and on Wednesday everything's fine. That's not how it works. In this step, you're gonna focus on one thing that you're holding yourself back from because of the fear of judgment. And when you have that one thing, then you break it up into mini steps. When you do this, you don't feel overwhelmed, and the space between where you are right now and your goal feels much more achievable, feels much more attainable. It can feel so intimidating looking at this one big goal, but this is why I say break it down step by step, because when your next step is something small, something you can actually achieve, this gives you momentum. I'm gonna use the same example in the guide. So this person, we're gonna call her Sarah, and she wants to start creating content, right? She wants to start doing fashion content, but she's scared. She's scared of being online. She's scared of what her friends are gonna think, her family's gonna think. She's scared, but fashion is her that kind of rhymes. Fashion is her passion. She loves it a lot, and this is something that she wants to do. It's a creative outlet for her. So if you wanted to start creating content, a few ways you can start actively working on it is, number 1, you can make a social media account. So I'm going to say Instagram or TikTok. I'll just use TikTok for this example. And you can start posting on a private account. That means nobody's seeing it, it's just you. This way you're practicing making content, you're getting familiar with the camera, and you're getting familiar with how to post. But it's all private, so only you are seeing this, and you're gaining confidence slowly behind the scenes. Another thing, being in front of the camera is a little bit intimidating in the beginning. I understand, it was for me too. But something you can do is start by creating voiceovers instead of being on camera like me. Okay, so you can have videos and clips or whatever on the screen visually, but it's your voice. Maybe you're saying, this is where I got this sweater, and this is, why did I change my voice like that? This is where I got this sweater, this is where I got these pants, this goes with this, blah blah blah. I'm not really a fashionista, clearly, but yes, you would do a voiceover instead of being on camera, and this is how you start to get more comfortable with using your voice on camera. And with creating content, it's different for everyone. Some people may be more comfortable visually on camera but scared to use a voice. Other people may be the opposite, easy to use the voice but scared to be on camera. So you really start with what you're comfortable with and then build upon that. Another mini step that this person can do who wants to start creating content but is scared of people's opinions of them is that they can start posting pictures instead of videos. You don't have to start all the way at the end. You don't have to start at your goal. This is why we're taking a step back, many steps back, and building upon that. It is way better for you to practice and get comfortable getting outside of your comfort zone rather than just jumping out and being so scared, like something, not saying something would go wrong, but just feeling so freaked out doing something that you just never return again. Step number 4, you're gonna make deadlines and stick with them. So back in step number 3, when we're making these mini steps, in step number 4, we're gonna set deadlines for them because this is how you actually stick to what you said you're gonna do. When you stick to your deadlines, you're telling yourself and you're proving to yourself that I'm actually serious about this, and this is something that I'm willing to do. I'm willing to overcome the fear judgment. Do not push something aside just because it is outside your comfort zone. If only you knew how much growth, experience, and amazing things are outside your comfort zone, trust me, you would be running. You'd be running outside your comfort zone. But I get it that we all start somewhere, and one step at a time is what makes you actually get to your goal, which is outside your comfort zone. Those are the exact 4 steps of how you're gonna overcome the fear judgment. I went through them as well, kind of differently because I worked with a mentor for 3 months and we got at it. I loved it. It was amazing. Definitely hard at some points, but for me personally, I knew I needed the extra support and someone to actually hold me accountable, and it was 100% worth it. One last thing I want to talk about is what the other side of the fear judgment looks like. When you overcome the fear judgment, you will not recognize the person you were in the past. When I think back to who I was 4 years ago, scared to like post a selfie, scared to make a video, scared to do anything, it doesn't even make sense. It does not compute in my brain because I'm like, wow, I've grown so much. I'm so much further than where I was in the past. It's amazing to feel the growth and see the growth, but nothing is better than just being able to live the life you want to live without being so scared of what people are thinking about you. Like, there's a sense of freedom that it's very hard for me to actually put into words, and unless like you're not living with the fear judgment, then you can actually understand the freedom I'm talking about. This is a journey that takes persistence, it takes bravery, and it takes time and patience. And as I said in the beginning, it's not for everyone. But what I can say is that once you overcome the fear judgment and you start experiencing life on the other side, you will have no desire to go back to who you were. There's just no way. I hope this video was super helpful for you guys. I'm very happy that I was able to break down what the fear judgment is, tell you guys my story, and exactly how you can overcome it. If you want to get the ultimate guide to overcoming the fear judgment, it's going to be in the description box down below. There's 5 chapters in the guide, and we go over understanding what the fear judgment is, the long-term effects of the fear judgment, how to overcome the fear judgment, the other side of the fear judgment, and then the last section are important reminders, because there are some like little tips and tricks that I give you guys that are very important to remember as you go along the journey of overcoming the fear judgment. Also, if you relate to what I was saying before about needing extra support or needing like an accountability partner to support you along this journey, I'm opening one-on-one sessions. So the link for that to apply is also in the description box down below. And yeah, I have 1-month packages and 3-month packages. You can apply and then we can talk about it further. So if you can't get the guide or you can't do the one-on-one, follow the steps in this video and I promise you, you will overcome the fear judgment. So that is it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, as usual, leave them down in the comment section and I will get to you. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and I will see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye.